team. So this is video number 3, which I think is on clarity, and I'm here on the rooftop of my new place in Mexico City. It's kind of loud. There's a helicopter. There's some cars. It's all happening this morning. But I'm excited about this topic because it's one that I've been thinking about a lot. It's one that I always struggled with. Really, like, it was one of the things that was missing from my success back in the days when I was crying on the floor in Thailand, and I think that the reason that a lot of people struggle with clarity is because to be clear on something is to make a commitment to it. To be clear on your goal is to make a commitment that that's what you want, and then it becomes scary. It becomes scary because you might fail. It becomes scary because now you have to try, and lots of things can go wrong when you try. And the worst thing, right, is to try and then fail. Oh, what if I give it a go and it doesn't work? What if you give it a go, it doesn't work? Well, then everyone will think I'm stupid. I don't actually know if it's everyone else that you're worried about. It's actually, for me, it's myself that I'm worried about. You know, I'm gonna then know that I'm stupid, and I suspect it anyway. So when if it happens, then it's really bad, and I have to face the truth that I am stupid. Like, we have all these things in our heads. I can't think of commit to a proper goal because then it's like too scary. So I'll just like pretend like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll just kind of float in this like sea of uncertainty, and I don't know what will happen. Maybe something will fall from the sky, and maybe I'll win the lottery, or maybe a client will just ask me to work with me, and they won't, like all these things. And it's when there's no clarity, there's really not a lot of progress. And because if you haven't defined where you're going, then there's no path, and then so everything's a path, and so you're just kind of like, oh, I'll try that, oh, I'll try that, oh, I'll try whatever, and it doesn't work. And so one little game I like to play is taking your idea or your thing that you like may vaguely want to do, or maybe you know what it is you want to do. But even if you already have an idea of what you want to do, I want you to take it, and I want you to think, how big could I make this? How big can I think? Because your brain, has only thought a certain, I don't know what to call it, like a certain size of dream, It's not necessarily the biggest that it could get. It's not necessarily the best or the whatever, the most amazing or awesome dream or idea that you've had, that you could have, but play a little game and see if you can write 10 things, 10 goals along the same lines of what you're already doing, 10 different possibilities for that goal. Like, what's a massive possibility? Could you be the Oprah of your industry? Could you could you do something that is like 10 times bigger than what you already planned or what you're already working towards? Because that goal, the future goal, and sometime in the future, maybe you give it, maybe it's a 10-year goal, maybe it's not, maybe there is no time limit on it, maybe it's just a dream, a movement, a way to change the world. For me, I want to have women and people and humans to be confident about themselves, to not be held back by their limiting beliefs. And so my goal is to change the world by having women, people, humans, have confidence. And that's it right now, and that can change. But that's the thing that's driving me. That's the thing that's driving me, is to transform the way that women relate to themselves and transform what women are accomplishing in their lives. Because we make ourselves small, right? We make ourselves accommodating, we volunteer for things, we do stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that right now, but there's lots of stuff that I feel for me and for people that I know is, I'm going to say not acceptable, but it's not acceptable to each of us. There's stuff that we do in each of our lives that's not acceptable to us. And for example, what's not acceptable to me is shrinking and staying small and being scared of what I might achieve if I actually tried. And what's unacceptable to you might be different, but that's my goal and that's my vision. And when you think of your vision, what is it about the world that you want to change, and how big could you make your dream? And so that's the one part, is making the dream bigger. But the other part is really just having that clarity on what A, you want to do, and B, how you're going to get there. Because if you don't have any idea of what you really want to do, who you really want to work with, the sorts of people that you want to hire, the size of team that you want to have, like if I'm ultra specific with you about my dream, I'm going to do a TEDx talk, and it's going to be on confidence. I should probably name it properly. I haven't named it properly. I haven't written the talk yet. That's something, those are steps that I can make to not just become more clear, but to really take next steps on my dream, on my goal. And that's a pretty easy one. I can also connect with people in my niche. I'm not going to go too much into this right now, because that's video 5 is action. But if I really think about like the clarity that I need to get my goal, I think, like, what did I do? I named my staff. I've named them each in their roles, so I know, and I'm sure that's not going to be their real name. Someone was like, "You're not going to hire someone unless they're called Jessica?" No, that's not the point. The point is that I'm really specific about the goals that I want. I know how, how I want to transport myself around the city. I know which cities I want to speak in. I know the months of the year that I want to spend traveling, and the months that I want to stay home. I know where I want to be living. I know who I want to be living with. I know what like my aesthetic, what I want to look like, how I want to come across to people. I know how I want my branding. I know how I want all that stuff, and so every day becomes kind of exciting, because I'm like, cool, that's what I want. What do I have to do to get it? This, and it becomes exciting rather than a chore. And so if you look at your goal and you look at your dream, and then you can have clarity on each of these bits and pieces, like your aesthetic, like your team, like how much money you want to make, like who you want to be working with, all these different things, it becomes exciting. And that's kind of what this little video is about. So the first thing, just to recap, is to write 10 ideas of the how to make your dream bigger, or how to, it has to, like, I mean, whatever, it doesn't have to be anything, but like, why not make it scary? Why not make it exciting? Why not make it a massive, like, worldwide movement? Just write 10 ways that your dream could be bigger or different, or things that you want to achieve within that sphere of your dream. And then the other thing is to get really specific on each of those steps. So if you want to make categories for them, I have not defined them at all. This is just coming off the top of my head. So maybe your aesthetic, if that's something you're excited about, maybe the type of what you want your website to look like, maybe what you want, the types of gigs that you want to book, who you want to work with, the companies that you want to publish articles about you, what you want to be famous for, or what you want to be known for. If you don't want to be famous or known, then who you want to help, or what you want to achieve. Like, these things are really, they're not tangible, and a lot of times we don't go over those details. We just kind of think, I just want to make 5 or 10 or 20 grand a month. That's it. I'm just gonna, like, put my head down. I'm just gonna work. But we got to do better than that. We got to have this thing that drives us, so that even on the bad days, we can wake up and go, oh yeah, I know I want to do this, but and then we think, what kind of a person is going to achieve that stuff? Like, what kind of a person is going to achieve those dreams? Is it someone who stays in bed all day? No. Okay. And then I started to go through the list of things in my head, the kind of person that I want to be to achieve that stuff. And suddenly I want to jump out of bed, and I want to do all this stuff, and I can't help myself. I'm lying in bed, I'm like, well, I should just take a day off. And I'm like, I'll just text, you know, so-and-so and ask her about this thing, and maybe research how to, spend the day in bed and watch speaking videos or videos of different, I don't know, different stuff pertaining to my business and my goals. So that's it. Hope you're enjoying this series so far. I'll catch you in the next video.